Om Sthapakaya cha dharmasya sarvadharmasvarupine Avatara varisthaya Ramakrishnaya te namaha. My salutations to Sri Ramakrishna, who descended on this earth to establish the Dharma and who is the embodiment or essence of all the world religions and who is the best among the incarnations. Om, peace, peace, peace. Dear devotees, we are at the end of the Khandana Bhava Bandhana. Previous week, we were trying to know what happens when we take shelter at the feet of the Lord. When we take shelter at the feet of the Lord, this Bhava Sagara, the ocean of samsara, the ocean of birth and death, which is very huge, which is very large, where one cannot swim across. Even that ocean becomes so small and so tiny, just like on the wet ground, when the ox or cow is walking, it leaves an impression of his foot. So there is a small depth or a small hole, pit hole, very small, very tiny, maybe not even 3 inches. So that small pit hole, it is easy for any one of us. It is not a match at all. We can cross it. So similarly, even this transmigration of cycle, means transmigration of birth and death, samsara chakra, it becomes so easy, that vast ocean, which is ferocious, which has got a lot of waves, which includes crocodiles or sharks or deadly animals. Even so, because of God's grace, we'll be able to cross over, just like crossing over a small pit hole made by the foot of the cow or ox. Sampada tava Shripada Bhava Goshpada. O Lord, your lotus feet is so rich. It is the greatest rich. By that, what happens? One can transcend this cycle of birth and death. One can transcend the world, and one can settle himself in the self, or what we can say, nirvikalpa samadhi, transcendental experience, the experience of the self or the experience of the knower. And who is this Sri Ramakrishna? A lot of qualities, divine qualities, or the divine attributes, or the nature we could see till now in 7-8 stanzas or verses, which is beautifully described by Swami Vivekananda, the illustrious disciple of Sri Ramakrishna. Now he is telling that Premarpana, one who has offered himself completely at the feet of Mother Kali, or the feet of the divine, or whoever wishes to get the immortality, or the moksha, or the liberation, or the nirvana, if he loves, if he offers himself to the Lord, to Sri Ramakrishna, or to any other god or goddesses, or any other prophet or incarnation, then what happens? They will be able to transcend this cycle of birth and death. Means if we can love him, if we can offer our love towards God, then we can easily transcend this cycle of birth and death. One can attain immortality, nirvana. Sometimes we love things, we love people, we love name and fame, power, position. That's why we struggle to get that. Why? We feel it is very important. We love it. If the same love, which is towards the world, or worldly objects, worldly accomplishments, If the same love, if it is turned towards God, then that is called divine love, which is called bhakti. By bhakti, what you get? Easily moksha, mukti, and whatever you want. Materialist accomplishments, or the moksha, or mukti, or above worlds, whatever you want, you will get it. That's why in Bhagavad Gita, Shri Krishna tells, if anyone wants moksha or mukti, I will give easily. But I will not give easily bhakti, the devotion. Why? Because a person is liberated, fine. So no problem for me. But if I give devotion to any person, then what happens? I will become his slave. Well, a devotee, a person who has practiced devotion, who offers himself to me, then what happens? It is my responsibility to take care of him, to safeguard him from all the troubles, from all the problems. So I have to become his slave. So I am little miser in giving devotion to anyone. If someone wants self-knowledge, I'm ready to give, but not the devotion so easily. Means the supremacy of the devotion while telling. So the Lord says in Bhagavad Gita. Then is a samadarshana. He is of even-sightedness. He is to see the saint and sinner alike. And a person, a puja, a priest who kicked him, but still he forgave, and he didn't see him in any wrong way, or he didn't punish him, or he didn't scold him. So like that, in Sri Ramakrishna's life, there are so many things where he was able to achieve or attain, or that was his nature, that even-sightedness. Accepting cold and accepting heat, same. Accepting name and ill fame in the similar way. Accepting the praise and blame with the equiposed mind, with the equanimity. That's what we see in Sri Ramakrishna's life. There's a funny story where I always tell. Mathurnath Vishwas, or his mother-in-law, Rani Rasmani Devi, who are the owners of the Dakshineshwar temple, they looked after Sri Ramakrishna very well, with great of respect, with service and whatnot. Even before uttering anything, Sri Ramakrishna, they used to take care of him, take care of his needs, out of respect. But whereas his grandson, he told for Uday, who was also a relative of Sri Ramakrishna, who was a personal attendant, and also he was a priest of Kali's temple. Because he made some blunder or mischievous, so he was asked to leave the temple complex immediately. Uday, he manipulated it. He came to Sri Ramakrishna and said that the son or grandson of Mathurnath Vishwas had asked us, both of us, to leave the temple complex. If any one of us, if we had been, how can he ask us to leave? His father, grandfather, or grandmother, they looked me with a great love and respect. Whatever I wanted, they gave me. They were ready to give money. They were ready to give wealth. They were ready to give the huge lands. And this fellow, how can he say to go out, to get out? No, I cannot. Or I will go and ask him. Generally, this type of reactions we do it. Or otherwise, okay, he has asked, he's the owner of the temple, that's fine. Then where will I go? Immediately, all of a sudden. Even that type of future worry also will creeps in our mind. But nothing came into Sri Ramakrishna's. Even he didn't, whatever very few things was there in his house, in his room, maybe two or three pair of clothes and small things. Even he never bothered about all that. He said, is it? Okay, come on, let us go. Simply a small napkin was on his thigh. He took it, he put on his shoulder, and he said, come on, let us go. And he was walking, and someone went and informed for the Mathurnath Vishwas grandson, Trailokyanath. Trailokyanath understood there is some miscommunication. Immediately he ran and he came and he pleaded Sri Ramakrishna. Thakur, I never asked you to leave the temple complex. I only asked Hridayram because he did a blunder, mistake. So I asked him to leave. I never asked you to come. I never asked you to leave. Please pardon me for some miscommunication. Somewhere it has happened. Again, we would have been annoyed. We would have said, you should be careful. You can't do like this for me. All things we would have told as a generally. But For anyone's astonishment, Sri Ramakrishna said nothing. Sri Ramakrishna said, oh, is it? Hruday, it is not for me, it seems. It is for only you, it seems. Okay, that's okay. Saying that, he said, please leave. And he came back to his room without any mental disturbance, without any wave, without any disturbance. See, this is what Samadarshitva, Samadarshana, with the equanimous mind. Then Jagajana Dukha Jai. The misery of the people of the world disappears. For whom? Whoever takes shelter at the feet of the Lord, whoever feels that he is the great devotee of the Lord, or who feels that I am the self, I am not the body, not the mind, not the thoughts, not the feelings or emotions, not even this world or accomplishments. I am that self. Whoever feels, whoever experiences, then for them, nothing can affect them. No worldly miseries can affect them. If you can see in the life of Jesus Christ, life of Muhammad Paigambar, or life of Saint Francis of Assisi, Mirabai, Tukaram, Saint Tukaram, all the great spiritual luminaries, they had to face a lot of problems than us. They had to face ill fame, they had to face difficult situations, unfavorable circumstances, but still, to larger extent, their mind was not perturbed. They didn't get disturbed. Instead, their spiritual practices, their nature, their love, their compassion, their forgiveness, everything continued. Everything continued. Why? Because their mind was so high. Either you can say it was because of great devotion towards the Lord, or it was because they were well established in the spiritual path or in their self-knowledge. That's why nothing shaken them. This is very, very important. So, for whom this misery of the world disappears? One who has taken shelter at the feet of the Lord. Why? The Lord himself has said in Bhagavad Gita, Name Bhakta Pranashyati, my devotee will never perish because I will take care of him, either externally and internally. Yoga Kshemam Vahamyaham, I shall take care of his needs. I will protect him, and whatever is necessary for him, I will take care. Many times, many devotees, they do ask us, Swami, you renounced home and earth and you joined the monastery for some good cause, no doubt. But what happens to your parents? Who will look after them? If any brother or your sister is there, okay, they will take care at least when they are ill or when they are physically not fit. But say, if you are only the son, no son or daughter for your parents, who will look after? Have you thought about it? Then most of the sadhus, we feel that yes, we have thought about it and we are sure that Sri Ramakrishna or the Lord in some or other form, he will look after our biological parents. And that has happened in many cases, or most of the cases. They may have some difficulties, no doubt. They may have some challenges, no doubt. But somehow or other, God sent some people, unknown people, where they will do the much required help at that given point of time. This is what called Yoga Kshemam Vahamyam. I may not be there as a son, or maybe daughter-in-law, or his own relative, no doubt. But some unknown person will come and take care of them or help them as the necessity. This is what we mean, Yoga Kshemam Vahamyam. When we take shelter at the feet of Sri Ramakrishna, our Holy Mother, our Durga, our Kali, our Shiva, Rama, Krishna, Jesus Christ, Allah, Buddha, they will take care. Means what? Misery of the world disappears. One is because of their grace, so many problems will get dissolved. Or we will transcend so much that doesn't disturb at all, or that doesn't taint our mind. We are unaware of it because we are at the big, at the, at the so high level. I think there's a beautiful, funny story. Once Albert Einstein was supposed to go to a function. He finished his breakfast, He got ready and he was about to leave his room. Albert Einstein's wife came and she saw his clothes and said, Mr. Einstein, are you going to that function in this clothes? He nodded his head and said, yes, my dear. Why? No, see, you are going to a function where the big shots, I mean, like vice chancellor or ministers and bureaucrats and so many big people are coming. Fine, yes. And how can you wear this dress? He said, what happened to my dress? I mean, it is washed, it is well pressed, it is not neither shabby nor torn. So it is a good dress. What happened? No, there are some new dresses or better dresses, better appearing dresses. Why don't you wear them instead of this? Imagine if a president of the country or prime minister of the country is coming, a governor, some big, basically bureaucrats are coming. We take care so much that about our clothes, about our costume, about our hairstyle, makeup, all these things. But he was not bothered. Just as any decent man goes, a proper dress, welcomed or whatever. Then he laughed and said, my dear, I am not going to fancy dress competition. I am going to give a talk and the interested people are coming to listen my talk. So they would like to hear my talk and they would like to enjoy my ideas and thoughts. They're not coming to see my dress because I'm not going to fancy dress competition. That's okay, my dear. Thanks for your concern. He thanked her and he left. You see, his mind was always at the level of thoughts and ideas. It was not at the physical plane, more or less. So that's what it happens. When we merge ourselves or when we fix our mind strongly at the feet of the Lord or in the self, many day-to-day worldly problems, it doesn't bother us. It doesn't boggle us. Even we can see in the life of Swami Vivekananda, he had to face a lot of troubles, lot of problems, but his mind was always soaring high. It was difficult for him to bring his mind down. Once, I think in US, he was standing in front of the big mirror before going for lecture. That particular lady who was hosting Swami Vivekananda, she had one problem. She was a very good lady. Whomever she hosts, she used to try to find any mistake, any loophole is there in them. And for a few days, she was trying to analyze Swami Vivekananda, but she couldn't find any mistake as such, any drawback. When he was standing in front of the mirror, she was just seeing behind the door and she said, look, this Swami Vivekananda is saying that we are self, we are not body, mind, etc. But before going lecture, he's standing in front of mirror, probably is making his turban proper, his clothes proper, and is probably making himself ready, presentable, physically presentable, so that he looks beautiful. He tells that I am not body and mind, I am the self, and this fellow is looking after him, making his physical appearance better. She was thinking behind standing the door. Swami Vivekananda even didn't see her, but she said, my dear lady, now I am supposed to go and give lecture, but unfortunately, I'm not feeling that I've got a body. So I'm standing in front of the mirror so that the reflection of the image, reflection of the body will be seen. So by seeing that, I'm telling to my mind, look, you have got a body, and that is your body, that is your body. So to bring my mind bit down, I am standing in front of the mirror so that I'll be able to give a lecture at least. So, you can very well imagine how Swami Vivekananda's mind, or where Swami Vivekananda's mind was, staying. Such a high state of mind Swami Vivekananda had. There are great devotees across all religions we can come across. Like for our Saint Francis, our Saint Patrick. He had to face a lot of struggles, but every day, 100 times, he used to do prayer, it seems. So these external difficulties, they didn't stop them to evolve spiritually. That's what I mean. So when you take shelter at the feet of the Lord, Jaga Jana Dukkha Jai, these worldly miseries ceases to exist, or even if it is there, it doesn't bother you, it doesn't boggle you. Now, the last two paras. Namo Namo Prabhu Vakyamanatita Manu Vachanaikadhar. This is a beautiful Jyotira Jyotihu Jalarudi Kandara Tumitamu Banjanahar. Till now, he discussed about who is God or what is the nature of incarnation or whatever. Say, like Sakara Saguna Brahma or Saguna Nirakara Brahman, like that we can take it. Now, Nirakara Nirguna Parabrahma, whatever the Upanishads give a concept about Brahman. What is Brahman? Who is Brahman? The Upanishads concept. The same Upanishad concept Swami has told very beautifully in a poetic way. Namo Namo, Namaha, Namaha. My salutations to you, time and again, repeated salutations. Na mama, na not, mama mine. Means I am not, but thou. Nothing is mine, everything is yours. Means trying to see the God, trying to see the divine spirit in everywhere, in everything. That is the meaning of Namaha. And Namaste, especially in Indian, anyone meet each other, they say Namaste. Namaste means Namahate. My salutations to you. Why? Because the God is residing in you. Hi, bye, thanks. Shake, we will shake the hands. That's a way of greeting, no doubt. I don't say it is anyway inferior or whatever. But you see, Namaste means what? My salutations to you. It is a form of greeting, no doubt. But there also, like there is a divinity, there is a God in you. So my salutations to you. So even in the form of a greeting, there is a spiritual element in that. Prabhu, O Lord, one who rules the world, one who creates the world, one who maintains the world, one who dissolves the world. Vakyamanatita. Vakyam ana. Vakya. Vak mana atita. Vak is what? Speech. Mana, mind. Atita, beyond. O Lord, you are beyond mind and speech. Okay? Mana, vachana, eka adhar. At the same time, you are the sole support of mind and speech. Arre, what is this? In the previous line, you said that the Lord is beyond mind and speech, and you are saying that now the Lord is the sole support for the mind and speech. It is tautology. It is just opposite. How it is? Why it is? This is a Upanishadic style, our Vedic style to express the God or the self, supreme self or the Brahman. Because actually it is beyond mind and speech. We cannot express, we cannot describe actually in reality. Since though we say that it is not possible for us to explain, but still human mind thinks that, oh, that's okay, then what is its nature? Because it needs something to understand. The problem of the rishis were to express the inexpressible. That was the problem. So they devised a plan. We will tell the pair of opposites so that it hints the seeker that we cannot really express. Like, you can know only through the mind, and you are beyond the mind. You can only know through this, you are beyond mind and speech, but at the same time, you are the sole support of the mind and speech. So by giving the pair of opposites at the same time, so the rishis, the Vedic seers, the spiritual scientists, they try to make us understand that in reality, we cannot explain who is God. Only we can experience. What is that supreme self? We cannot explain. Though they have tried much, so many books, so many scriptures have come out. But whatever you say, how much ever we say, it is not that, it is beyond that. Because it can be like ocean. How much ever we explain regarding the ocean, but still it is not complete. So to express that is inexpressible. We cannot comprehend. How much ever we comprehend. So even though really we cannot comprehend, it is beyond our comprehension, or it is unlimited. To make this idea clear, the Swami Vivekananda also is telling that, O Lord, you are the beyond speech and mind, but at the same time, you are the sole support of the mind and speech. Then Jyotira Jyoti, you are the light of lights. How do we get, today's beautiful moonlight. How do we get the moonlight? Because of the sunlight. The moon is getting the light from the sun. How do the sun gets? It is self-luminous. But according to the Upanishads, like maybe sun, moon, fire, or any light media, whatever it may be, all the lights, the source of light is what? The self, supreme self, that is Brahman. From there only they are deriving all type of energy or all type of light. So that's what we mean, Jyotira Jyoti. O Lord, you are the supreme self, you are the light of lights. Ujala Rudi Khandana. Ujala, you are blazing forth, Rudi Khandana, in the cave of my heart. Oh, there is a huge fire, blazing fire outside. No, we are not speaking about that. You are staying in my heart as a blazing fire. Means as a consciousness, as an awareness. You do this, you don't do this. We do hear the inner voice. What is that inner voice? That is what we call God, or that's what we can say self, supreme self, or the Brahman. Though staying in that, in the cave of my heart, in the spiritual of our heart, what the God is doing to me, you, Tama, the ignorance, the darkness, Bhanjanahar, are destroying. You are residing in my heart, spiritual heart, and you are destroying the darkness. You are destroying my ignorance. See, what a beautiful idea. O Lord, my salutations to you. Why? Because you are beyond the mind and speech. At the same time, you are the sole support of mind and speech. And you are the light of lights, means you are the source of light, you are the source of energy, you are the source of creation. And you are residing in my heart as a blazing fire, and you are destroying my ignorance, you are destroying my darkness. Then why are we having darkness? Why? Because it is solely thickly covered. So all our spiritual practice is what? Just to remove the thick layer. Just like there's a beautiful sunlight now, a thick veil of cloud comes and covers, then we don't get sunlight. Similar, so full amount of sunlight. Then the clouds passes, then again we get back the sunlight. So similarly, a thick veil of ignorance has covered. By doing spiritual practices, we remove that ignorance, the thick veil of ignorance, then there is self-luminous light we can experience. That is what self or supreme self. So with the God's grace, it can be removed. And also we can see, even in Swami Vivekananda's life, when Swami Vivekananda was asked by Girish Chandra Ghosh, why don't you write a life of Sri Ramakrishna? Because you are the person who seen him very closely, and he has spoken with you at length. When no devotees were there, he used to close the doors and windows and he used to talk with the direct disciples, monastic disciples, Sri Ramakrishna. And sometimes even when he used to send everyone out, and he used to speak only with Swami Vivekananda as a young Naren for long hours. So that means what all the teachings he gave, what all the things he gave, only Swami Vivekananda knows. So Swami Vivekananda has understood Sri Ramakrishna in more than any of the direct disciples. That's why Girish Chandra Ghosh, a householder devotee, he asked, why don't you write a biography of Sri Ramakrishna? He said, Girish, if you want to, if you ask me to crush the entire Mount Everest, which is the highest peak in the world, you tell me, I can do it. I have got so much power. If you want to dry the ocean, you tell me, I can do it from my spiritual power. But please don't ask me to write the biography of Sri Ramakrishna. It is not at all possible. Why? Because Sri Ramakrishna is such a huge ocean. All puts together 7 oceans is bigger than that. Means he cannot be explained. Only we see like few hymns he has written on Sri Ramakrishna, and he has given only 1 lecture, 2 lectures, one in London and in other is in USA, my master. They have clubbed and has come in a book form now. So he was unable to express out of devotion, faith, and more than that, he knew that how much ever I try to explain Sri Ramakrishna, he will be limited, it will be a blunder or a sin, because he is so wide and so wider than the sky, wider than the ocean, depth than the ocean, and is so high than the Himalayan mountains. So I cannot express in the limited words. By this, we can understand what is Sri Ramakrishna. How much ever we understand, it is very, 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 very little even. Swami Vivekananda himself said that I cannot comprehend him, then what to speak of us? And also you can see in Taittiriya Upanishad also the same idea it comes. Yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasa saha. From which speech along with the mind returns being unable to reach. Means the body and mind, or the mind and speech cannot reach there because of it cannot reach and it comes back. Now I have got a 4G mobile and there is a 5G spectrum is available. Can my 4G mobile can access it? No, because it is a higher frequency, it cannot access. Whereas if I've got a 5G mobile, it can access 4G, but not otherwise. So similarly, this mind and speech cannot access the Brahman, so it returns back, it seems. In Taittiriya Upanishad, it says. So this idea has been given in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, Mundaka Upanishad, and in Kathopanishad. All these are where we can see. And you are the light of lights. Jyotira Jyoti, you are the lights of lights. And Jalarudhi Kandara. And you are the blazing light in my heart. And what happens? Tumitamu Banjanahar. You are the destroyer of the darkness or ignorance. When we take shelter at the feet of the Lord, what happens? All our ignorance, all our darkness, all our sins are removed. It gets destroyed. I will understand who am I in reality, or I will experience the divine spirit, supreme divine. The same idea has been told very clearly. What is that? Shrotasya shotro manaso manoya vachoha vacham savu pranasya pranaha chakchushcha chakshuratimuchya dhiraha pretyasma lokad amruta bhavanti. In Kenopanishad, I think it comes. It is he who is the ear of the ear, mind of the mind, speech of the speech, prana of the prana, eyes of the eyes. Having transcended the senses, the wise get departed from this world and become immortal. Once we attain self, what happens? He becomes immortal. And in the Kenopanishad itself, this is Natatra chakshur gacchati. Their eyes cannot reach. Navad gacchati. Nor the speech, na manaha. Even the mind cannot reach. Then one more Kenopanishad itself says one more verses. That which cannot be expressed by speech, but that by which speech is expressed, that alone is Brahman. You know, Brahman is not the entity. It is not an object, rather it is a subject. So similarly, a few other examples are given in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad or Mundaka Upanishad and etc. So Jyot, he is the light of the light. So if you take the shelter, all our ignorance is removed. So is the final refugee, is the sole refugee, is the real refugee for all of us. Sometimes we feel money gives us security. Name and fame gives us security. Power, position, glory, accomplishments, achievements, this gives the real security for us. We feel that it is not so. They're all fine, they're all temporary, but real refugee, real support is what? Either Brahman, the supreme spirit or supreme self, or the God, or the divine, or the Lord. So this is what we have to understand. Oh Lord, I mean, you are indescribable. You are the light of lights. You are beyond mind and speech. And you are the sole support of mind and speech. My salutations to you. So you are residing in my heart, no doubt. So please lead me in a right direction. That's the one thing. And more than that, Tumitamu Banjana. Please destroy the ignorance. Please destroy the darkness in my mind or in myself. So that let me attain you, let me reach you. So that I will end this transmigration of the cycle of samsara, that is birth and death. Khandana Bhava Bandhana. It started with Khandana Bhava Bandhana. You are the person who cut asunder this Bhava, the cycle of samsara, That's why he said, Tumi tamu bhanjanaha. You are the only person capable of to destroy the darkness, to destroy the ignorance. So I shall take refuge at the feet, at your lotus feet. Please destroy the ignorance. Please make me immortal. Though I am immortal, I am feeling that I am mortal. So remove the darkness so that let me understand my real nature, or let me experience myself, or let me experience the self, or let me experience you. Let me realize you, so that what happened? I will attain immortality. I will attain the supreme knowledge. This is what has been told in the Namo Namo. Then the last line is very interesting. De 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 langa ranga bhanga bhaje anga sanga mrudanga gaichi chanda bhakuta vranda arati tomar. Means it is like de 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 langa, ranga, bhanga, all these things, they are different musical instruments, sounds. They are the sounds of the various musical, like pakvaj is there, mrudangam is there, tabla is there. Different musical instruments are there. When we are playing, it makes all these sounds. So your arati is going on to you. While going on, the musical instruments are making these sounds. Then Gaiche Chanda, Bhakata Vranda Arati Tomar. And the devotees who have assembled is performing your arati. They are waving the lamps during Vespers, and they are singing songs. They are singing your hymn. They are praising you. They are praising you. They are singing you the song ascribed to you while playing the several musical instruments. And Jaya Jaya Arati Tomar. Jaya Jaya. Jaya means victory. O Lord, victory to you. Jaya Jaya, victory to you. Arati Tomar. Arati to you. O Lord, victory to you. Arati to you. Hara Hara Arati Tomar. You are the embodiment of, you are the personification of the Hara, the Vishnu, Narayana. So, Arati to you. Then Shiva Shiva Arati Tomar. You are the Shiva. Shiva, you can say that Lord Shiva. Shiva means auspiciousness. Shiva means one who removes, one who is very good or whatever. So Shiva, even Arati Tomar, Arati to you. So basically, I mean, here, so Arati is happening and the devotees have assembled and they are singing they are praising you, they are singing your divine attributes with the music sounds. So victory to you, arati to you, please accept a small token of service and please bless us so that let us get liberated. Let us attain immortal. Let us have self-realization. Let us have God realization. So what happens? I can be leading the blissful life, peaceful life. World may not change. People in and around may not change. Situations may not change, but I will be the happiest person. I will be the blissful person. Oh Lord, hence I shall take refuge at your lotus feet. So please bless me. Please bless me. Please bless me. So one who takes shelter at the feet of the Lord, definitely he or she can get this. There's only one fine story, one interesting story I will tell and I will end this. How, if you take shelter at the feet of the Lord, what happens? Swami Prabhavananji, he was the senior monk of the Ramakrishna order, who was one of the earlier monk in the USA. And when he traveled to USA, I think he was just 29 years or 30 years young chap. So after some years, he had been to India. Those days, traveling from US to India and all, it was not that easy. He traveled to India and he visited his birthplace. His birthplace is Vishnupur, near Kamarpukur, the birthplace of Sri Ramakrishna, which is in West Bengal. Whoever has studied Sri Ramakrishna's life in detail, they'll be knowing this Vishnupur. So he went to Vishnupur. Now, the villagers were very happy because the boy of his own village, that their village, he has become a monk, that too in Ramakrishna mission, and is spreading the Vedanta, that too in the USA. So this happened in 1945. Imagine people have gone to US and all. In those days, it was a great thing. It was looked in a very great way. So that's why many people had assembled with a great pomp and show in a procession. Swami Prabhavanji was welcomed to his village, and they took him in the procession. So when the procession ended, he was sitting under a tree probably. There are a couple of people were there and they were discussing. Then a middle-aged person, maybe he was in middle age, means between 40 and 50 probably. He came. He said, Swami, are you the monk from the Ramakrishna Mattar mission? Swami Prabhavanji said, yes, my dear. Oh, that's fine. Thank you. I have seen your Ramakrishna. So he's telling in 1945. So in 40 or 50 years, even if you take, say probably he's born in 1895. By that time, Sri Ramakrishna was no more in his physical body. He has left his mortal coil in 1886. We all know that. So Prabhupada said, what? You have seen Sri Ramakrishna? How is it possible? What is your age? So his age and Sri Ramakrishna's leaving his mortal coil, it isn't getting linked. Then Swami Prabhupada started looking at him. He looked after it. He looked at him. Then he said, he started narrating his incident. That young man, a middle-aged man. Look, when I was small, I have my sister. The sister I was married to Kamarpukur. So once I accompanied my sister, and both of us, we were traveling in the bullock cart. In between, I felt so much thirsty. I was a small boy. I started asking for water, but unfortunately, my sister also didn't have anything in the bullock cart. She was asking me to wait. Then when Haldarpukur came, a pond basically in a Kamarpukur, a big pond. She said, now you go and have the water and come. And she asked the bullock cart person to stop the bullock cart, and he got down, small boy, and he went. Generally, he had a habit of drinking the water in the glass or a mud cup. But there went, he is supposed to take the water in the hands and he's supposed to drink. As a small boy, because of innocence or whatever, he didn't understand that. He was trying to find a mud cup there nearby, if anywhere, so that he can drink the water. Now imagine near the pond, who will give you any cup or any vessel to drink the water? He was looking here and there, he was searching. Maybe a few minutes are over. On the other corner, one middle-aged person is sitting. Then that middle-aged person got up and he took the water in his hands, and he came and he told for this boy, my dear boy, you are thirsty, I know that, please have the water. Saying that, he poured to his hand. And this boy swallowed the water. Again, that middle-aged man, he went and again he brought the water, he gave him. It happened 3, 4, 5 times. And this boy started looking at him, and it looks like a very divine personality, very glazing thing is there in his face. It is not, he doesn't look like ordinary person, but he has never seen him, he has never met him, and he doesn't know who is he, and he didn't ask any help, but he came and voluntarily helping. So many thoughts are going in that small boy's mind. Then this middle-aged person said, my dear, at any time if you feel difficulty, if you feel any problem, if you feel sorrow, you can remember me. All your problems will be, it will get solved. Then it took some amount of time. Already by this time, the sister was worried. What happened? My brother didn't come. She got down from the bullock cart and she came near and she saw that Sri Ramakrishna. Immediately, she caught hold that young boy. And, oh, why are you talking with him? Like that, she started pulling him. Then he asked, who is he? Oh, he's called Gadai. The childhood name of Sri Ramakrishna is Gadadhar. So the villagers used to call him as Gadai. Oh, he's Gadai. He's known as madcap. He spoils everyone's mind by telling about God and all. So you never should meet him at any time. You should never talk with him. Saying that simply, she dragged him and she made him to sit in the bullock cart and they left. And the boy also kept quiet. A few years over, and he has grown up, he has married, and he's led settled life. And slowly, there were some problems for him, issues, and he was very sorrow. It went on for some time. And one fine day, suddenly he remembered. That's probably 2 decades before I was drinking water near Haldarpur. A divinely person came and said, if any difficulties there, you remember me. He remembered that whole episode and he was able to remember his face also. Now, just to check out of inquisitiveness, he closed his eyes, he remembered and he prayed, please solve my problems. Please remove my difficulties and sorrow. For his astonishment, Sri Ramakrishna appeared in front of him. And he blessed him. Like this, it happened few times. And afterwards, slowly, he came to know that is Sri Ramakrishna, where Ramakrishna Matan Mission and so many people are worshipping him as the incarnation of Vishnu, or is the Lord or whatever. So that same person came and told Prabhuvanji, I have seen your Sri Ramakrishna. So here we can very well remember, I think Swami Brahmananji says in one place that if you can take shelter, Sri Ramakrishna himself had said that whoever thinks of me, he will get everything. See, what a great statement, promising statement. Whoever thinks of me, he will get everything. So this can be seen very clearly in this person's life. So this Khandana Bhava Bandhana should be time when we are singing, we should, or it is one of the way where we can remember, we can think of the Lord Sri Ramakrishna, by which what happens? We will get everything. Our difficulties can be reduced, our sorrows can be extinguished, and we can get peace, we can get happiness, we can get material comforts, we can get spiritual comfort, spiritual progression, whomever, whatever they want, everything can be got, everything can be achieved by Sri Ramakrishna's infinite grace. So, but if you can understand who is Sri Ramakrishna, at least to a certain extent, then our singing will not be just lip service, it will be with full of devotion. So, whoever thinks of me, he will get everything. This is the statement by Sri Ramakrishna himself, by the Lord himself. So, this is a very promising statement for all of us, for the devotees. So, may Sri Ramakrishna bless all of us. So, let us have more and more faith in him and in his words, and we shall try to think him so that we will attain him, we will be free from all type of difficulties and sorrows, and we will have a happiest life, blissful life, and endeavor the cycle of birth and death and attain that immortality. And this ends Khandana Bhava Bandhana. Probably next time onwards, either Om Rim Mrutam or Prakriti Paramam we shall take. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. So Om Rim Mrutam is one more hymn on Sri Ramakrishna. Prakriti Paramam is written by Swami Abhedananji and Holy Mother Sri Sharda. It's a beautiful poem. So either of one we will try to take from the next week. Thank you.